August 16th, 1962. It's 3 in the morning. I stand diligently at my guard tower, watching closely at the ground below me. Shoot to kill was the order. Though it bothered me, I understood this was my patriotic duty. Prevent any escape at all costs. All my life, I was taught that capitalism and democracy were evil ideologies. Communism was the true way of life. Everyone worked and everyone had food on their tables. What more can you ask for? I had a clear view of the West from my position. Bright lights filled the sky. Loud, absurd music filled the ears of almost every individual in Berlin. Animals, I thought. All of them. August 17th, 1962. It's about 2 in the afternoon and I am overcome with fatigue. I just want to go home. However, I would not be relieved for another hour. About 12 minutes go by and I'm just about ready to fall asleep when a loud ringing fills my ears. The alarm had gone off. I look out my tower to see what is going on. I see 2 men sprinting across the buffer zone between the walls. Shoot to kill, I thought. Shoot to kill. I raised my rifle, ready to fire. Adrenaline is rushing through my veins. As I go to pull the trigger, I realize something. I can't. I'm frozen. Two shots rang out from the tower next to mine. One of the 2 men made it over the wall. The other was not as fortunate. I watched as he lay there screaming in agony. No one came for him. Not for the next 45 minutes would anyone come for him. Finally, the screaming ceased, and he died. August 18th, 1962. I lay in bed all day, rewinding the events of yesterday in my head. I learned that the man who died was Peter Fechter. We shared the same first name. He was just 18 years old, 1 year older than me. I was overcome with sadness. I could have shot him in cold blood. I could have ended his life right there. But for what? There in my bed, I realized the failures of the communist system. Why build a wall to keep your own citizens in? Why kill your own people? I knew my family would not accept my newfound beliefs. My father was an East German government official. My brother, Gunther, was a major in the army. They would kill me. They would label me a traitor and send me to a labor camp. I had to leave. I had to leave now. August 19th, 1962. When I arrived at the wall for guard duty, I was given orders by my helpman to transport supplies to one of the border checkpoints, Friedrichstrasse. The Americans call it Checkpoint Charlie. This crossing was the site of many daring escapes, though it would be the site of my own escape very soon. I was given a large transport truck capable of ramming through the fortifications and into West Berlin with ease. Or so I assumed. I was alone in the vehicle. I suppose they did not see a need for someone to accompany me. Finally, I arrived at the checkpoint. There were at least 50 men on duty. Every one of them carried a loaded rifle, ready to fire in the blink of an eye. Freedom stood but a couple meters away. All I had to do was push the pedal to the floor. This entire situation screamed suicide. Do not do it, it's not worth it. But I had nothing to lose. If I stayed, what would become of me? I refused to see Germans kill Germans. I refused to see Berlin divided. I refused to live under the communist system. I refused to stay in East Berlin any longer. And so I floored the pedal. I floored it as hard as I could. Immediately, hundreds of bullets rained down on my truck. I had to have covered at least 100 meters by now. My windshield and my windows cracked and I could not see a thing in front of me. Suddenly, my truck came to a sudden, crushing halt. I had to have crashed into a wall. The force of the impact threw my body straight into the steering wheel, but all the adrenaline had numbed me from the pain. There was nothing but silence after the crash. I thought I'd gone deaf. Had I made it to the west? Was I finally free? I opened the truck door, eager to have my questions answered, when I was met with 100 guns pointed directly at me. The adrenaline had left my body, and immediately I felt the pain of the crash. Not only that, I felt the pain of defeat. I felt the pain of losing all hope. I felt the pain of having given up. I felt the pain of Peter Fechter. I felt the pain of the dozens of Germans before me who attempted escape and failed. Their stories came to an end, just as mine did.